is a piece of wood. 6 inches here, 6 inches here, right through your book. Either tire, either 6, 6 or 6 to 6. Follow me now. You will come up here, you take the key out, put it in the pocket. Everything I'm saying to you is on my video. I'm not on YouTube, I don't believe in that. Ain't no ego. Everybody does. Some kind of way getting around.
You say a little crazy and stuff, though, man. Take a photo.
You got clearance lights on the trail. Clearance lights on the traffic. And the bridges. 3 lights for ID. 3 lights for singles, lights, 4-way flashes. That's it. All lights are clean, clear. My trap's been broken. I'm just in no supposed to screws. Amber! You get a headlights, ID. That big tractor broken. I'm missing no supposed to screws. Clearing color. Here, there are no signs of condensation, which would indicate a leak. Down here, you look for COPS. Coolant oil, don't step in it, oil right there, sir. There's a leak down there, so be careful. There's no COPS, coolant oil, power stage fluid. Sir, I see no leak. Ain't up in here. Zip it, put them up. Seriously. Snap, that thing's a lot of weight on it. Things have to be snapped. Very gentle. Yeah. Come right to the side. Remember, gentlemen, if you don't point and talk, you will not get credit. You can't sit around your hands in your pocket talk to the man. DB don't play that. I'm serious. I'm telling you. If you notice what I'm going to do, watch what I'm doing. Every time I'm talking, I'm pointing. Sir, this is my exhaust stack. It's not big tractor broken, not missing nuts, bolts, or screws. The U-clamps are in place. There is no excessive soup, which will indicate a leak. Leave that area. Then we're going to move right along here. Then, as I said earlier, where you do this test, because I don't follow the book. I'm just going to use my method. I go top to bottom, left to right, inside out. Hoses. Air here, fuel there. They nipple. Got the fuel. Tell the examiner, my hoses made out of rubber. The verbiage is what? You have cut, crack, dry rot, or bulging. In this case here, I see or hear no leaks. Bam! Alternate. It's not big tractor broken, that missing nuts, bolts, or screws. It is belt driven. The wire is not cut, tractor phase, no exposed or burnt wire, which would indicate electrical damage. The belt's not cut, track, or dry rotted. The tension on the belt is no more than a ½ inch. Your book says 3/4, but your pre-trip sheet says 1/2. 1/2 is the number. At that point, you can move around this side here. Remember what I said earlier. Rubber's not cut, track, dry rotted, or bulging. Metal's not big tractor broken, missing nuts, bolts, screws. Glass is clean and clear, and that cracks are broken. Everybody come on, Richard, everybody come on. Please, gentlemen, don't forget, Kodak is still real, so don't be hunting on top of each other. Keep that distance, seriously, for your benefit. The instructor's still out. Hold you, gentlemen. Always coughing in this hand. Take the book from your coughing. Now they're homesick. Tell them. You see this? Anybody over here? Anybody over here before I start? Anybody follow Mr. Ron? Please. Listen up. I'm going to go left to right, top to bottom, inside out. Am I right, boss? Cooling reservoir. Hard plastic, stainless metal. It's not big.
I'm trying to learn, bro.
I want my money to go. Like that. I'm serious. Cooling reservoir. It's not big, cracked, or broken. Not missing nuts, bolts, and screws. There's a sight glass that can verify that it is filled to the proper levels. Fluid inside. What? I see no leaks. Bam! Oil dipstick, oil filter. Right? Not big, cracked, or broken. Not missing nuts, bolts, and screws. I see no leaks. Sir, I will take out the dipstick. Check for levels. If need be, open the fill tube, fill it, and then recheck for proper levels. Bam! Water pump. not been cracked or broken, not missing multiple screws. It is built driven, and I see no leaks. Bam! Power steering reservoir. Not been cracked or broken, not missing multiple screws. Has a sight flash, so I can verify that it's filled to proper levels. Fluid inside there. I see no leaks. Power steering hose. The cut, dry, old bolted. I see no leaks. Behind this reservoir, you don't see it. It's called the power steering pump. It's not big cracked or broken. There's missing multiple screws. It is gear driven because it's connected to the engine, and it is a pump. I see no leaks. Behind those colored lines, physically back there, is your air compressor. Sir, it's not big cracked or broken. Not missing multiple screws. It is gear driven. I hear no leaks. 5 pieces to the steering system. You get the steering rod, steering box, pivot arm, drag link, steering knuckle. Stand by for a second. What I'm going to do to help you guys out.
Hey, you recorded that for me?
So you guys can actually see. It's not just a quick ride of caterpillar for those who never seen it. Who ever seen it before? We've never seen a slack and quick ride of caterpillar before. I mean, if you didn't, I'll just keep on going. I'm just trying to help you guys out. Anybody seen them?
I ain't never.
Oh.
Yeah, I ain't
I'm
know.
help everybody. If you guys already know this stuff, ain't no need to continue. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to help you guys make sure.
I don't know it. But I'm making sure that I know it. But I'm making sure that I know it. You got this job, you can see the whole lot.
That tiny shit. What that supposed to be?
What he called it? What he called it?
You said the steering rod.
The steering rod, the pivot, the jewelry, and the knuckle.
Alright.
It's got good in the bag.
Yeah.
We'll continue. Steering rod. Steering box. Pivot arm. The drag link and the steering knuckle. Anybody see that? You don't see it. Do it again. Steering rod, steering box, pivot arm, the drag link, and that is your steering knuckle. That it? That it? What you see? Yes, it is, sir. All 5 pieces made out of metal. So what's the verbiage? It's not bent, cracked, or broken. It's not missing no supposed to screw. On the steering rod, you have joints and sockets. One there, one below. Not overly worn, properly lubricated. On the steering box, you got fluid coming down here from the box here. I see no leaks. Last but not least, you got a casting up and a counter pin. A casting up and a counter pin. They are intact, both ends of the drag link. Next, we have that suspension system. We have the leaf mount, the U-bolt, and the shock absorber. The verbiage on the leaf is not bent, cracked, or broken. It is properly aligned. No more than 1/4 of a leaf missing will place the vehicle out of service. We have the leaf spring mount right here, and the 2 U-bolts. It's not bent, cracked, or broken. Not missing no special screws. What's your problem? He's not gonna hang you up on things like you know what you're talking about. 1/4 of a leaf. Just don't say 1/4 of an inch. Don't let me go over this again. Don't let one word throw you off, please. Somebody had the same thing yesterday. Please. If you know what you're talking about, he knows what you're talking about, you got your credit. 1/4 of a leaf, 25% of a leaf. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. Only thing Kevin want to know, do you know what you're talking about? Or are you saying what needs to be said? I keep telling you guys he wrote it. So he's not looking for every little thing detailed. As long as it makes sense and you're right in the ballpark, you got it. Okay? Just don't try to change things up. Don't come up here with your own way of doing things. I'm just going to warn you. Tell him. All right? Go through it again. You got your leaf spring mounts and 2 U-bolts. It's not bent, cracked, or broken. That missing no supposed to screw. The leaf is not bent, cracked, or broken. It is properly aligned. No more than 1/4 of a leaf or 25% of the leaf will place the vehicle out of service. Last but not least, you got a shock absorber here, not air shocks. So it's not bent, cracked, or broken. That missing no supposed to screw. That yellow thing right there is the shock absorber. Okay? Tell the examiner, I see no leaks. Why? Because there's hydraulic fluid in there, and there's a rubber seal in that little area right there. And if there's any kind of leak, you can see some droplets down on the ground, which I had some that before. Then that's some suspension problem. You better not drive it. All right? Now I'm going to go to the last piece. The air out to the tires. First of all, you got the brake hose right there. Right here's the brake hose. You don't see it. Right here, sir. This is your brake hose.
Yeah.
Going to the brake chamber locking ring. The brake hose made out of rubber. So it's not cut. You can say the same thing all the way through. It's not cut, cracked, dry rot, or bulging. I hear no leaks. There's air not line. Going to the brake chamber locking ring that has air also. So it's not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing nuts, screws. I hear no leaks. Now here you got your push rod, your slack adjuster, and those 2 cotter pins. It's not bent, cracked, or broken, not missing nuts, screws. It sits on a 90-degree angle with the brakes released. That means you're pushed in on the brake. You should be able to pull this no more than 1 inch. That in turn goes out to the brake lining to the SK.
What you pulling? I mean, cut you off. What you pulling? What you say you pull more than 1 inch?
This is your slack adjuster. This is your push rod. Now watch. Hold up a second. I'm going to show you and hit the brake. Watch that push rod move. Watch it. I don't have enough air in the system here. The air in the system, I built it up. You'll see when I push on the brakes, I have enough air. Air's out. Right, this right here. From right here, that piston will come out. It's coming out right here.
Okay.
This is the push rod. It pushes down on the slack adjuster. From the slack adjuster, goes out to the S-cam, hits that brake lining, hits the brake drum, and it stops the wheel. That's why it tells you in the book, it sits on a 90-degree angle. Let me explain the rest, okay? Slack adjuster, push rod, and cotter pin. Now, bent, cracked, or broken, not missing, not supposed to screw. The 2 cotter pins are in place. You got to say that. It's right there in the book. It sits on a 90-degree angle. With the brakes released, that means you push it on that yellow knob. In this case here, you should be coming out here and pulling it more than 1 inch. If you can pull it more than 1 inch, you got some brake problem. You're smart, you've been that drive. Because you push it on the brakes, you might not be connected. See what I'm saying? That ain't smart. When the slack adjuster, push rod, cotter pin, you will go to the brake lining. Brake lining is like the car brake pad. No excessive wear, no oil or grease. There it goes to the brake drum. Not big, cracked, or broken, no welds other than the factory, no oil or grease. You got the book, I'll explain something to you guys. Illustrated book.
I go, man.
Once you guys can see it, sometimes it's hard to see all this. Thank you. Look, gentlemen. Brake lining, the brake drum. The lining's right here. Lining pushes up to the drum. This is the lining. See that arrow? See that piece right there? It's like the brake pad. If it gets real thin, you gotta replace it. Excessive wear. The drum is the outer piece right here. This is the drum. See the arrow pointing to the drum? See brake drum? See the outer piece? And the inner piece is the lining. You guys got that? It might not be hard to kind of see it right here, but I'm trying to show people this. So sometimes it helps illustrate. All right, thank you. Now the brake lining, I go through it again, is no excessive wear, no oil or grease. Goes out to the brake drum. If that bent, cracked, or broken, the world other than the factory, should be no oil or grease. Why? If there's a breakdown in that hub seal, the oil or grease will go to the brake drum and brake lining. Then you have your tire. Pay attention, folks. The tire should have no uneven wear. Tread depth is no less than 4/32 of an inch. These sidewalls are like dry rot, old bulgy. The rim was that big, cracked, or broken, no welds other than factory. You have your lug nuts here and your studs. Not big, cracked, or broken, there is no running rust, which will indicate what a loose or missing lug nut or stud. Right there in the book, I ain't making this up. Then you have your hub oil seal. Not big, cracked, or broken, not missing nuts, or screws. I see the leaks. Lieutenant General, I put my pinky, open up the rubber piece, check in there for level. Last but not least, we have what they call a valve snip. That being factor broken and missing those four screws, the cap is in place, and at that little picture, you will feel this tire 100 pounds of pressure with Tiger pressure. Got it, gentlemen? Never gonna take?
Mm-hmm.
All right, wait. I'll let you do it.
I'll rest it. I ain't no racing. Trip.
That's the old pre-trip thing. Taking that out a couple years ago.
Okay, so that's not necessarily what.
It's not on the pre-trip sheet.
Okay.
You can say it. I mean,
you can say that it's not a big
progress.
deal. Okay, cool.
But I would only say it was on the sheet.
Okay.
You know these videos. You know, see my video. I'm sitting in the video. But that's all on the sheet.
Okay.
See the video, I think the one that Kevin got out there, nothing wrong with it. It is out of date.
Okay.
That's a hard time to get you guys.